Hello everybody, Bob6983 here. I know why, yes, Bob. Why the dark screen? I'm sorry. I didn't really want to change it from here, and I was digging some information on what I was going to talk about for this episode. This episode might honestly be very short because it's only going to focus on one thing and one thing alone, which is the marriage aspect of Dragon Quest. So, before we get into the nitty gritty, I guess, there are the other options that I did not pick. I'll probably go ahead and talk about it while this is happening. But I guess if you're joining in for the first time, this is probably not a good time to join in because this is like an option that you get at the very end, of all of our hard work and effort. But I mean, if you want to join in just to see like the marriage option and learn some more information about what the others would have been for Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, then I guess welcome in. So, we have chosen Gemma, and I'll talk about the other choices once I guess we're done in a certain portion of this. Okay, so a few days go by after our choice has been made, after we've made some progress with Gemma. I guess before we go ahead and go into that, I did level up. I'm going to go ahead and just work on that really quickly before I go into anything else. Sword Dance would be really nice, but I think now is the proper time for Giga Gash. We need a stronger Giga Slash. Okay, that's one thing done on the list, so I guess while I'm doing this, I will go ahead and talk about the other options. So, going down the list off of the choices that we made, Eric. If you choose to have Eric spend the rest of his time with you until the end of your days, he will go to the top. Hang on, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. I'm going to prevent myself from talking just yet because I'm spoiling a little bit of what's going to happen in the episode. I think I'll talk about it once I'm done with everything that needs to be done here in the episode. So my bad. For now, I guess it's still just regular Dragon Quest. I'm sorry, but I just realized what I was about to say. I know it's probably going to leave my mind. It's going to leave my brain very quickly. I'll try my best to retain all the information that I learned. But my bad. My bad for, I guess, getting you all excited. Like, oh man, I wonder what happened. My bad. I'm sorry. Let's see. What should I do for this? Pet power would be nice. Let's go ahead and I guess get the Zing Stick. We can now use Divine Deliverance. I guess that's good to know. Serena, I don't really know what I want to do for you. Holier Hymns, I don't really care for that. Hymn of Light, Hymn of Thunder, I don't really care for those at the moment. So I guess let's go ahead and see if we can go over to Kasusha. We're not going to make it there, granted. I know that we don't have enough points for that. But we can get close. 14, 16, that's 30. So we need 30 more points and then we'll get over here. This costs a lot. That's probably going to be the last thing that we go for when it comes to Serena. Sylvando, I don't really think I can get anything for you. All I realistically wanted was Ladies First. Whipping Ploy would be nice, and Whipping Joy and Whipping Boy. That would be nice. And this one's like another one that goes along with these three, but I think we're basically done going for things with Sylvando. Maybe the Charm would be nice. We don't need dual wielding. Lash Batter would be nice. Yeah, we're basically done with going for stuff for Sylvando. I mean, we could go for the Chivalry stuff, but I don't really use this stuff is the problem. So, let's go ahead and see. Jade! Pink Tornado would be nice. Femme Fatale would be really nice. I think I'll go for Femme Fatale if I'm being honest. I really don't know what's here for Spears. No need for Lightning Storm. It's decent, but not great. I'll probably just go for Femme Fatale. Pink Tornado is really nice, though. Femme Fatale is probably the thing I'm going to be using. Very reliable. Rab. That's right. We still need stuff here. Not right. Dimmy Turner, my name is Doug. Dimmy. I'll finally go this way. I should probably do that. Because I really do want that thing. I did not get the stuff for Hendrik. My bad. Hurt Converter. I still haven't gone here, so let's go ahead and see what's over here for the Lasting Infraternity. Pep Chance. That's lame. Up top over here, that's 10. That's right. Okay. Now we will focus solely on marriage, on the choices that we made. So at the end of everything that we're going to start doing right now, I will go over the other options. Hello, Sandy. As you would assume, since you are, I guess, choosing this person to be with you forever and ever, they, from now on, I believe, will start living in your house whenever you go to Cobblestone. Hi, Gemma.
Welcome home, darling.
Oh, that was it? That's all you... Okay. You're still a bit shy about calling us that.
You look exhausted. Are you ready to turn in?
You shouldn't push yourself so hard, you know, anyhow. Anyway, now, you're back. You can have a nice rest. Are you all ready to turn in? Yes.
Good night then, darling. Have yourself a lovely sleep now, won't you?
Absolutely. So you can do that whenever, you know, you go home to Cobblestone.
Morning,
you will be greeted
darling.
with the person that you want to spend the rest of your time with.
It was so nice spending time with you. I only wish you could stay longer.
But you know that's not how things are right now. You don't have to worry about me. I'll just be fine here with my new mother-in-law. Oh, how nice. As you can see, there's a picture over there. We're not going to get into that just yet.
Welcome home.
Okay, yes, we
Girl,
know.
You look exhausted.
I'm not gonna... I'm gonna
in?
say no this time.
Let's go out for a lover's stroll.
You're full of beans, aren't you? I know. Let's go for a lovely stroll. I know. Why don't we go up to the tour for old time's sake? Come on. What do you say?
Lead the way.
Lovely. I'm so excited. Last one to the south exit of Rotten Egg. Nice. I read that a little wrong, but you get what I'm saying. But now she will follow you. I don't really want to run because, you know, we're taking a stroll. But for episode's sake, I'm going to be a little quick about this. I know, Gemma, my bad for making you run, but like we're supposed to be going over there. And you said last one there's a rotten egg, so I'm gonna make you the rotten egg. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of don't want to be no damn rotten egg. I've honestly never seen a rotten egg ever. The only time I've ever, I think, seen one is Charlotte's Web, I think. When they put it in like the pig slop, I think. Either that or when it was Templeton, I believe, who was like, "Oh yeah, hey, this one didn't, you know, it didn't hatch. Can I have this one?" And you know, rat being disgusting, you know, he ate it. I think it was either that or somebody stepped on it and he was like, "Oh my god, that was a perfectly good rotten egg." And it was like, "Oh." It's been a while. Anyways, enough talking about Charlotte's Web. It's been a while since we were last here together. I probably shouldn't be stumbling over my words here, hasn't it? Why don't we try climbing the tour again for old time's sake? I don't know if this is a thing that happens with everybody when you're going up the tour, but yes, everybody goes up the tour with you. We're basically supposed to show them the view that we saw before we left for our adventure. You know, the demo that we had at the very beginning of the game. We've come around full circle. This was, you know, originally supposed to teach us how to play the game. And now we're going up here once more to, I guess, reminisce. And that is all.
It's just a thought. Oh, heck.
Well, the truth is I was planning to tell you that I always liked you once we reached it. Oh my god, I didn't know that. With all the monsters and excitement, though, I couldn't find the right moment, but it seems you knew all along anyway. When you proposed to me, I was so happy I thought I was going to burst. I wish I had the words to tell you exactly how I feel. All I know is that I wanted to be with you forever. That's nice to know. It's interesting, though, that we already proposed. It's really nice to know that even still back then, Gemma was like, yeah, I really did like you, and I wanted to tell you when we got to the very top, but it wasn't in the cards back then. I mean, it's honestly good to know that, like, it didn't end up happening. I know it sounds weird when I say it like that, but I guess we needed to go on this journey. We needed to save the world of Erdrea. We need to get all of that out of the way before we started focusing on ourselves. At that point, we needed to be selfless and not put our own thoughts, our own wants before, you know, the rest of the world. It is very unfortunate, but it was very necessary. But now that, you know, we've basically saved the world once. We're about to save it a second time. I'd say we have deserved a very nice, well, I mean, I guess forceful monster time. Quote unquote, very nice, you know, break, and we can finally make our choices.
Watch out!
Gemma won't help you, I don't believe, in this fight. I don't know if any of the other character choices will help you in the fight. They might, I'm not quite sure. But you can now show off Giga Gash. Yeah, this isn't really that difficult of a fight. It's rather easy. Please don't tell me you... Oh my gosh. That is not cool. I guess I could also Quadra Slash to make it go a little bit faster. But I did want to show off Giga Gash first.
Get him! Don't give up!
Thank you, Gemma. Oh, you're pepped up. Oh, awesome! I was just going around in circles. You all are going to do a pep up. Or pep out. Never mind. You're both pepped up, but you're not doing an attack. That's interesting. Alright, so one of them is down. It's just the red mist is left. Thank you, Gemma. And I don't know. Yeah, fine. Why not? One more Quadra Slash. I hate to rely on that one because, you know, whatever her name is gave it to us, and she's a very bossy girl, quite frankly, and I don't really like relying on it. She pisses me off a lot. Not Gemma, you know, the woman in Hungry Law. I don't remember her name at the moment. Oh, that was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Haven't you got big and strong, though? Hey, since we've come this far, would you mind going up to the top of the tower again with me? We can take in the view for old time's sake. Of course, that is what we were supposed to go do. I clicked the vine. Well, not clicked, you know, I pressed A on the vine. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on up. I'm still going to try to keep my mouth shut a little bit, since I do kind of want to show off everything first, and then talk about the other choices. I'm not gonna lie, I don't quite remember what happens in this cutscene. I avoided looking at what happens in this cutscene. I did see it once, but I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But I do know what happens with everybody else. Now that we're at the very top of the tour, I'll let this play out. Then I'll look at one more thing, and then I'll go into detail on everybody's choices, or on what everybody does.
I'll never get tired of this view. And we were so lucky with the weather.
Yeah, the first time it was raining.
It feels like a lifetime ago that we came up here for the ceremony, doesn't it? So much has happened since you set out on your adventures. But you're back with me now. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we still have a little bit left, but yeah, we're basically done.
A lot happened at our wedding too, didn't it? Oh, what a day. The whole village was there cheering us on. Your poor mum was crying her eyes out. Sandy was running round like a mad thing. Oh, and don't get me started on your granddad and the cake.
Your rap was going crazy on that thing.
Speaking of which, how nervous were we both when we had to cut it? I felt like my hands were made of jelly. Would you do me a favor? Would you say your vows again?
Sure, why not? I don't know what our vows are, but sure.
It was so romantic. You're usually so quiet, but there you were all of a sudden bearing your soul like that. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, interesting. For once, the silent protagonist was actually very loud.
Go on, say you will. For me?
I don't think we ever get to hear it.
Don't tell me you're embarrassed. All right, I'll start you off. Here comes my best priest impression.
You know you got a girl when she doing impressions in front of you.
Do you take Gemma to be your lawfully wedded wife?
You're not even doing an accent. My
Will
bad.
you love
I'll
her
stop
as
talking.
long as you both shall live?
I'm not gonna say no, as much as it would be funny.
Oh, thank you so much. You have such a wonderful way with words.
Ma'am, I only said one word.
I promise to love you too, of course. Even while you're far away, on adventures I couldn't even dream of. I'll always be here, you know. And when you've finally finished saving the world, I'll be right here waiting. Waiting for you to come home at last.
This is really nice. Nice. I know you'll be heading off on plenty more adventures and doing all kinds of stuff I can't even imagine. But I'll always be here, you know. And when you finally finish saving the world, I'll be waiting. Waiting for you to come home at last. Oh, that's all? Alright. Now, let's make our way downtown, walking fast. Yeah. Okay, now is the portion of the episode where I guess I talk about the other options. So, I guess while I'm making my way over there. So, going down the list of people who joined us from the very beginning to now. If you choose Eric, he will go up to the tour with you, and he'll be like, "Oh, you know, it's so crazy, you know. I never thought, you know, my best friend would be the same guy who was in the same in the jail cell right next to me. You know, that was crazy." And he was like, "Hey, you know, the cobblestone tour, honestly, the top of it kind of looks like the same cliff that we jumped off of when we were like running away from Heliodor. Well, let's see if we still got that same look." He fakes out the hero from he looks like he was actually gonna jump off of the freaking cliff. He fakes him out. He's like, you know, I was pulling your chain. You know, my bad. You know, old habits die hard. And then he actually almost does fall off the tour. Like, there's a big gust of wind, and the protagonist goes and helps him. My bad, Ari, that I'm telling your story while I'm talking with Gemma here. But yeah, that's what happens. And Eric and you decide to lie down on the grass. And he's like, "Hey, you know, honestly, I want to tell you something." He was like, there's plenty of treasure out in the world. He was like, what do you say we both go on an adventure at the very end of like saving the world, and we go find all the treasure that's out in the world. We split up 50-50 and we retire old rich MFers. That is basically what he says. And that's basically it. You just make a deal with him to do that. Before I continue, I will go ahead and take a look at the picture here, just to show you all this really, really, really nice picture. I have this saved on my Switch as like a screenshot. Once you have chosen the person to stay with you, I don't know if it's only for Gemma or not. I haven't chosen the other options, but I believe once you have chosen somebody to stay with you forever and ever, you get a portrait with them. You can click on this portrait whenever. It plays the same music that was playing, you know, when Gemma and us were at the very top of the tour. Everybody's here. Jade, Eric, Mia, Rab, Sandy, Sylvando in the dead center. Us in our royal attire. Gemma in a very beautiful wedding dress. Serena. Veronica stole the freaking bouquet. Our mom is over there crying. The village elder, which is, you know, Gemma's, I believe, either dad or granddad, one of the two. Hendrik on the far right. The king of Heliodor. King Cornelian. And over there on the far left is our mother and our father and Chalky. And they have like their little halo there. I mean, I don't think the others could see them, but it's very nice to know that even in our wedding that that they're able to be there in our very precious moment in life. Anyways, that is all that you get from choosing somebody. Anyways, going down the rest of the characters or rest of the cast. Oh, by the way, I believe your mother is still somewhere over here. I just don't know where is the thing. I'm not quite sure where she moves to. She's somewhere in the village. Don't worry. She's not like kicked out of the house. She's somewhere. I just can't quite pinpoint where exactly she is. But I guess going down the rest of the cast. Let's see. So it would be Eric. Then these two, I believe, join, and then Sylvando. Then these two, and then Hendrik. Okay, so if you choose Serena, she will go up to the tour with you, and she'll be like, "Hey, it's you know, it's nice to spend some quality time with you." And she's like, "Actually, now that I'm here over here with you, I actually brought something along with me." And she freaking hammer spaces a giant like cauldron or like a giant pot of greed. No, a giant pot with her, or cauldron, whatever you want to call it. She brings it up over there with you, and she's like, "See, I copied your mother's recipe that she gave me. You know, your favorite, the stew. You know." And I don't even know how she got it up there, but she prepares it for the protagonist, and she's like, "Well, did you like it?" And the protagonist is like, "Yeah, I liked it." And she's like, "Oh, that's really nice. I'll make it even better next time, though." And she's like, "You know, it's really nice that, you know, I get to spend this quality time with you. It's a shame that, you know, it's almost over." And she starts crying a little bit, but she's like, "You know, honestly, as long as I get to be with you, then I'll be the happiest woman in the world." It's really nice. Honestly, Serena's a really, really, really good choice. If you pick her, I honestly would not be upset at you all if you chose Serena. And then the next choice, I guess, is Veronica. So when it comes to Veronica, this is where we get into a little bit of like the moral gray area, which is like, oh, why did you choose Veronica? She's tiny. She's like got the body of like a 6-year-old. That's really weird, buddy boy. I'll leave that to you all. That is up to you all. This, you know, the game tells you, you know, she's older than Serena, but she was just aged down because of that monster, and we have no idea how to undo that. And the seer, you know, has given us the option to, you know, show her like in her normal form. But again, that is entirely up to you all. If you all want to deal with that dilemma of like the gray moral debate of like, ooh, is this okay or is this not okay? I'll leave it up to you all, but I will tell you what the choice gives you. When you go to the very top of the cobblestone tour, Veronica's like, "Oh, I mean, this is a really nice view. I almost don't hate you for bringing me up here because, you know, I really didn't want to climb here." And then she's like, "Oh, you know, we deserve a nap. You know, I think it's time for us to go to sleep." And the protagonist is a little weird. He's like, "What, a nap? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm a grown man." She's like, "I said it's time for you to take a nap." He's like, "Oh, okay, my bad. Shoot, I mean, fine, whatever." He lies down, and this is basically Veronica's way of, you know, getting him to be at the very, basically on his level, because on her level, because she's very short. She has like a little like bonding time with him. Just talks for a bit. And she's like, "You know, yeah, I'm very happy that you chose me. You know, you are happy that you chose me, right?" She lets down a little bit of the bossy act. She's honestly like, "You know, I really do like enjoy this. I'm glad that you chose me." And she's like, "I mean, but like, you know, we still have like a little bit of time to, you know, we have to go save the world." But yeah, it's really nice, you know, knowing that she like let down her guard a little bit. She dropped the bossy act, and she was actually very nice to you. And she was like, "You know, I'm very glad that you chose me." But that's basically it. I don't know. I guess if you want to choose Veronica, that is on you. Again, moral debate, that is entirely on you. I'm not going to add anything to that. But yeah, anyways, next choice. We have covered Eric, Veronica, and Serena. Next choice is Sylvando. So Sylvando will go up to the tour with you, and he'll be like, wow, it's so pretty, darling. You know, all that stuff. You know, he's very flamboyant. He'll go up there. I don't remember that much of it because I didn't really look at the cutscene too well. But I do remember it from the previous time I watched it. It's something along the lines of, he goes to the top and he's like, well, you know what we're supposed to do, darling. You know, like it would be very nice if you did this with me. And the protagonist dons his, where is it? He dons the parade participant uniform, and Sylvando dons his where is it? The parade participant uniform, and they do a dancing I guess a dancing number up top on the tour. I don't know why, but they do that. I don't remember the rest of the dialogue if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's basically what they do. I guess if you wanted to see Sylvando and the protagonist having some dancing time together, that is up to you all. I can only assume that, you know, they're just like, oh, you know, our bond will be stronger than ever, darling, you know. I'm glad that you picked me, you know, all that stuff. Anyways, next choice. I guess there is Rab and Jade left. And then we'll go to Hendrik. So, Hendrik is like the less interesting choice, but I guess I'll talk about Jade next, because that one, you know, is like proper marriage. So when it comes to Jade, hang on, I'm trying to think of actually what happened. Okay, cool. I remember it now. So Jade and you go to the top of Cobblestone Tor. They have like a very tender moment. Jade is like, hey, can you hold my hand? I haven't really been good with heights. They hold hands. It's very nice, very wholesome, very cute. Wholesome 100. And then they talk a little bit. And then it starts raining, and she's like, oh my god, freaking of course, you know, the one time that we have together, it starts raining. And then she's like, you know, I'm getting a little cold, you know, why don't we do an activity that warms us up? And then, you know, a few of you would be like, yeah, it's finally time, buddy. But no, that's not what happens. As much as, you know, you'd be like, oh yes, we're finally getting some action. No, that is not what happens. Well, yes and no. It's yes and no that happens. It's more so that it's followed up immediately by Jade being like, all right, come on, brace yourself. And then they have they fight for a very long time until the rain dies down. And she's like, well, you've gotten stronger, you know. And then they talk a little bit more. And then she was like, you know, I honestly, when you were a little boy, you know, like when your hands were like very, 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 very tiny. Honestly, I was very scared to hold your hands or touch them because I felt like, you know, your hands would crack. And, you know, they'd shatter into a million pieces. And now, you know, you're a man. You know, I should probably stop treating you like a little baby, like a little brother. You know, I should probably start treating you like a proper man, stuff of that nature. But yeah, that's basically what happens with Jade. It's really nice. Yeah, they end the entire thing off with holding hands again. I guess I know, very scandalous holding hands. But yeah, that's what happens with Jade. So when it comes to Rab. This one's a bit weird. So I know it's not a marriage option. It's just your bond gets as close as it possibly can get when it comes to Rab. So what happens is those two go to the very top of the tour. I don't remember what Rab says prior. He's probably like, oh man, I'm really tired, man. Like we got here. It's very nice view, but like I'm tired. And he's like, hey, you know, while we're here, you know, it's just us two here by ourselves. I think it's time we had like our proper bonding, something that I was supposed to teach you when like growing up regularly. This was supposed to happen, you know, like a thing that like if things had gone normally without, you know, the fate of the world, all of this stuff, I would have taught you. He pulls out the old reliable. He pulls out the Ogler's Digest. And he's like, yes, laddie, it's time for a little bonding time. I'm going to teach you the secret of, you know, of our people. He pulls out the Ogre's Digest and they have bonding time looking through the pages, I guess. And Rab is, at the end of it, Rab is like, oh, you know, you have no idea how happy you've made me. Like, you know, this was really nice, you know, bonding with you over bunny girls, you know, just like your old man. But then he immediately tone shifts. This one's honestly really nice. This is why I said it's really weird, because like at first, you know, you're like looking at like bunny girls like the entire time, and then all of a sudden it changes tones drastically. He says, I'm gonna paraphrase, but I really do want to say, and I quote, but like I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember the specific words. But he's like, "Hey, I remember that, you know, you had a granddad. You know, his name was Chalky. You used to call him Granddad." He was like, "Could you do me a favor? And could you refer to me as Granddad too?" Protagonist does that. And Brab starts crying. And he's like, "Honestly, bro, like laddie, you know, you've made me really happy by saying that. I won't let you, you know, I won't let go of you. I won't leave this bond that we have now like it happened a long time ago. Don't worry, I won't be leaving your life in a very, you know, drastic way like it happened last time. I won't let this bond die down, you know." It's really, really wholesome. But, you know, the very beginning of the cutscene is, it's a little, it's like, you know, I don't want to be bonding with my old man looking at boobies on the screen. You know, it's a little weird. But it ended off with a very high note. Okay, and the last choice, that's not very great, but I mean, it's there if you want to. So, Hendrik, you go to the top of Cobblestone Tor with him, and he's like, okay, so this is the fabled top of Cobblestone Tor. He's like, all right, well, you know what has to be done. And he's like, all right, put him up, buddy boy. He's like, draw your fucking weapon, try, you MFer. And then you start sparring with Hendrik until, I believe, the sun rises. Because it's also raining when this happens. And then at the end of all that, he's like, wow, you know, you've gotten really tough. You've gotten really strong. It's honestly, you know, very nice that you've gotten that strong. And then he's like, all right, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I know I said my bad, and I pledge my oath to you. But quite frankly, I am so sorry. I am incredibly sorry that I called you the Darkspawn. Honestly, the way that I treated you was terrible. Honestly, I'm very glad that you're choosing me at this point. Honestly, matter of fact, he is like, I'm willing to, you know, keep this bond between us as strong as possible. I will be there for you in like the best and the worst. I will be your sword, your shield, you know, his whole spiel. He does that, and yeah, that's basically the end of it. He's just like, yeah, I am so sorry. I will basically be making up my crimes for this for the rest of my days, you know, until, you know, I have proven myself to you that I am worthy of all this, you know. Basically, his whole, like, all soldier thing, you know, he's very, like, formal about all of that stuff. But, yeah. I think that is going to be it for this episode. Again, I know I said it's going to be shorter than normal. It's still, like, 33 minutes. But yeah, that is every option that you can pick for marriage. I still have no idea where my mom is. It's nighttime now. But I will end things off by, I guess, going back and looking at the wedding picture one more time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next time on Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. I don't know. I might go grind a bit more. I might go level up. And then go through the Trial Isles again. And see if we can get the other two options. Or there's like 3 more choices for rewards. But we still need to get 2 more before we get the last one. And we might rework some items. But we'll leave that for another time. Right now, let's just enjoy what we have now. Next time on Dragon Quest XI, we'll be doing all that stuff. But for now, see you guys then.